Now we'll head out to the Flathead Valley, a vast wilderness covering a wide swath of southeastern BC and stretching into Alberta and Montana. It is rich in wildlife and natural beauty, but it's also rich in natural resources like coal and gold, and the province has made no secret of its interest in exploiting those resources. But now, a group of international scientists from UNESCO says mining development in the area would be a disaster on both sides of the border, and there should be an immediate and permanent ban.
The controversy over the Flathead River Valley, a wilderness gem tucked into the southeast corner of BC, has been going on for decades. Should the BC government continue to welcome industry to submit proposals to mine the area, or should the land be protected like its neighbors?
So Alberta has Waterton, which is part of the World Heritage Site, and Montana has Glacier National Park. And it's been recommended for years that this ecosystem is so important to the world that it also become a World Heritage Site.
The BC government concedes that the Flathead, one of the richest ecosystems in Canada and home to the largest inland population of grizzly bears in North America, is precious. And yet the threat of mining continues to hang over the valley.
All I can say right now is that it is allowed right now, and that the area, the Flathead Valley area is pristine. It is recognized internationally for the diversity of the wildlife and plants in that area.
Which is why, last September, the United Nations sent a team of scientists to the Flathead Valley to assess the potential damage if, for example, Klein Mining is given the green light to level this enormous mountain with an open-pit coal mine. The concern that toxic runoff would rush into the Flathead River, contaminating its way all the way down to Glacier National Park in Montana, a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
So the independent scientists came, they flew over the area in helicopters, they hiked in the area, they talked to officials on both sides of the border, and then they have recently released their report and their recommendations.
That report has been shared with governments on both sides of the border, but won't officially be released until the World Heritage Committee meets in Brazil this July. But according to the Chief of International Affairs for the U.S. National Park Service, it confirms the concerns we've had for some time, that mining in the Canadian Flathead would be a threat to the outstanding universal value of the World Heritage Site. What does the BC government think of the United Nations report?
My staff are reviewing that report, and at the end of the month we should be forwarding our comments back to the Canadian government.
What environmental groups like the Canadian Parks and Wilderness Society have long hoped for is this.
Is this area in green to be a national park and part of the World Heritage Site? This area here, which is the Flathead River watershed, to be no mining, no industrial development. And then this area in brown here that goes all the way up to the Rocky Mountain Parks, we'd like to see that as a corridor so the animals can go back and forth between the national parks in the United States and the national parks in Canada.
All the United Nations World Heritage Committee can do is strongly recommend that Canada comply with their recommendations. But failing to do so would undoubtedly further damage our already tarnished image in the international environmental community.